Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I am reviewing these new Chanel Loose Pigment eyeshadows. These are their 2023 fall collection. I've already reviewed their blushes. They came out with 2 blushes and I can link down my other video where I reviewed the blushes. I'm actually wearing this one, the 797. I put very little of it. We can add a little bit more. Let's add a little bit more. I love these. I find them so beautiful. So if you're interested, make sure to watch that video because these are absolutely beautiful. Back to the eyeshadows. These are officially called the Ombre PREMIÈRE Libre. I butchered that. But I have here the 402, 404, 406, 408, and 412. These are $40 each, and like I mentioned, it comes in 6 shades. This is how the packaging is. You have inside this applicator. Look at that. It's super tiny, and then there's loose pigment in here. Now you kind of want to be careful because the pigment can come out and make a mess, but we'll talk a little bit about application methods and things like that. You can, oops, I just dropped some. You can shake this and make sure you have more of the product on the little applicator. So let's do some swatches. I want to do them live with you so we can see how they look like. Again, you add a little bit here. So that is the 402, which is the lightest one. I'll blend it out after, but I just kind of wanted to show you just how much pigment goes on it. 404, 408, you see right there. I have skipped 406, so I'm just gonna do that right now. This is 406. So again, this is 402, 404, 408, 406, and then 412. So here are the swatches, and I hope you can see that, you know, there's a lot of pigment in there. So just by the swatches, you can tell that you are going to have a lot of fallout if you don't tap this off. I want to blend these out a little bit so you can see how they look like once you blend them out. They're very easy to blend out. So now that I have swatched all of them side by side, I can tell that they all have a shimmery finish. The 402 and 406, I would say they're the most prevalent, or you can see it the most. It's probably the shade, because the deeper ones, you know, they kind of blend in more. I wouldn't say like a matte. It just doesn't look quite as shimmery as the other ones. This one, I don't think I've tried this one all over the lid yet. I've been testing out this, and that one. So these two are gonna be a first try with you guys. I am going to make sure I have a few of these because the one negative with these is that they are very messy. I went in store, kind of swatched them, bought a couple, went to the other store, bought another shade, came home, played with those colors, and then went back to purchase 2 more because I was very intrigued and I like them. So spoiler alert, I really like the ones that I've tried. So let's start with 402. The way I would suggest is make sure you tap some of this off. There will be fallout. Like I'll show you real quick. Can you see that on the side, all that pigment? That will be fallout. So what I've been doing is I've actually been working off my hand. I just kind of put a little bit of this product there and then take a brush and go to my eyes or my hands. I'll just do my hands right now. This is the color 402. And then you can just kind of go and press it all over the lid. This is a softer, shimmery, nothing intense. I mean, you are talking about, you know, Chanel. So these are just more elegant shadows. You can also go straight, which I'll show you. You will get more pigment. However, I'm gonna hold this here because I did my makeup and I don't want to have a ton of fallout. So you can add a little bit right there. It's just whenever you add. Okay, there's no fallout right there, but I just wanted to make sure. And then you can take a brush and kind of blend this out. So that will give you just a little bit more pigment. So that is 402, which is very light, barely there kind of eyeshadow. But I know a lot of people would enjoy this, mostly if they're really into a soft sheen on the eyelids. Another thing that you could do is you could wet your brush. So I'm going to take a little bit more of my pigment, put it on my hand. I'm going to spray my brush, and then I'm going to create almost like a paste that can go on the eye. So you'll just have just a little bit more pigment. I just sprayed my mirror. This will just bring a little bit more pigment, a little bit more of a sheen, and it's actually really, really beautiful. I'm just going to take a different brush to blend the edges out. So this is the color 402. Again, it's very soft, very neutral, barely there, but I find that it's beautiful, mainly when I combine it with the 404, which I'm going to do the 404 on this side. And this is a deeper shade. And I'm going to put a little bit on my hand because it is so deep. I kind of want to be a little careful. And I think I'm going to take a flat brush to work this in. So I have it right here. I'm going to slowly add it to my eyelid. I'm actually going to take my finger a little bit and press this color. And then the edges, I'm just going to take a fluffy brush to blend all that out. And then I can even go with my fingers to blend in those edges. I actually have used these just by themselves with my fingers without brushes. The deeper ones like this one, I've had more trouble because it's harder to blend those edges, but the just kind of softer ones, it's very easy to use your fingers. So this is the color 404. And then a 402, you can see just how much deeper this is. Again, you can build this up or like you can have it softer. My favorite way to use these is to combine them. But what I'm going to do right now is put my mascara on and just show you kind of a finished look with these. This one, I can see in the camera that it looks a little patchy here, but in person, it looks very smooth. So I don't know if it's the light, the way the camera picks this up, that I can kind of see on the monitor that it looks a little patchy here, but in person I don't see that. I also have issues with this eye. It always, I think my bone sticks out a little bit more, so whenever the light hits it, anyway, it's a whole thing. But let me put my mascara on and I'll be right back. I put a little bit of the mascara on, and here are the two looks. So I love the 402. I think it looks really smooth. The 404, I feel like it looks a little patchy today, which is interesting because I've actually had this color the most and I've been wearing it quite often and I've never had an issue. So I don't know if my lid was maybe a little bit wet when I applied this, but I feel like right here is a little patchy. Again, not when I look up close, but from far away. Anyway, but I have worn this color multiple times, so I've never had an issue with it. It's worked really well. And I've actually worn it in a video where everybody was like, well, what's on your eyes? It was actually these two colors together. So I'm actually going to combine them so you can see how they look. I'm just going to show you on this side. I'm going to take a little bit of the 402. I'm going to tap this quite a bit, and then I'm going to go right there in the center and add this product. And it just adds a beautiful kind of shift to it. It's super easy. The colors kind of blend into each other. It's just soft. I feel like these are extremely soft, and I wouldn't say silky on the lid, but there's something about them that the look of them is a very, very, very soft and elegant. It's not too shimmery. It's not it's not too much. I feel like anybody could enjoy wearing these colors. Ooh, I like those two combined. I think it's pretty. It's very slightly different, but it does give just a little bit of more interest to the eye rather than just one all over. I think it's super pretty. Oh, here I got some mascara on my lid. I feel like I'm not doing this eye any justice, putting mascara all over, kind of messing up the crease. But yeah, this is just them combined. I find them very, very soft and beautiful. Again, you could take a little bit of this, wet it, and add a little bit more brightness here. That gave a little bit of brightness. It's not too much. It's just soft and elegant. In my other video, I did wear the darker shade, the 404 smudge under as well, and I thought that was really pretty. But this is how the 404 and 402 is combined, and I've been loving this look. I think it's really, really beautiful. Let's move on to 406. I don't think I've tried this one yet. I'm gonna tap. The only thing is, like, you're wasting so much product. Let's see if we get fallout with this. This looks like a stunning shade. Okay, I'm gonna just take another fluffy brush and blend this out. That is beautiful. Definitely got some fallout here. Not a ton. Easily probably swipeable. Let's see. Yeah. Kind of just swiped away. I love this color. Another way that I've been, you know, using these, I told you I've kind of tested these out. I take my brush and actually go straight from the applicator and just be, I don't know, more precise. The thing is with this applicator, because it's so short, you know, it's kind of hard to be precise where you put it. Even though you don't have to be precise because these are so blendable, like you can kind of put them all over, and even with your hand, look, they're just gonna blend in. So you don't have to be super precise, but I just wish the applicator was just a little bit, I don't know, bigger, so it's easier for me to just put it like that. This shade is absolutely stunning. It was incredibly easy to blend out. I didn't get it all the way to my lash line just because I do have the mascara on, and you know, I don't want to make too much of a mess on that, but you can kind of get the idea. I love this color. This color, I was able to build this up. You could have a wash of color, just use your fingers, blend it out, or you could have like super intense pigment like this one. So that's really beautiful. I also think this blended out so incredibly easy. There's absolutely no issues here. Again, this eye, I have some issues with blendability. Even with Natasha Denona, like any amazing blendable eyeshadow, this eye always gives me trouble because of the way the bone kind of sticks out. Anyway, love this color. I think it's beautiful. I'm super excited. Again, this is the first time I'm trying that one. Okay, let's move on to 408. This is another one that I have not tried. So I'm gonna, again, tap and then add some here. And you don't have to really be precise with this. You can kind of just like flop it on there and then go in and blend this out. Ooh, this color's also pretty. Super, super pretty. Both of these colors are very fall appropriate. I'm gonna add just a little bit on my little hand and take a fluffy brush and add a little bit more here at the end. I definitely have a ton of fallout right here right now. That is one of the things that I absolutely dislike, is just the fallout is so bad. Mostly if you go like directly on your eyelid. If you go from your brush or with your finger, is not, there's barely any fallout. But if you go straight on, there's just so much product around here that, yeah, it's just loose pigment. I mean, it is what it is. I want to see if we can intensify this a little bit more I'm gonna take some of the product and wet my brush and see if I can get an even more intense color. Probably just a little bit, not too much. So here we have 408 and then 406. 406 is definitely a little bit more warm. It's a little bit more burgundy. I think they're both beautiful, fall appropriate, both of these. I wonder if you take a little bit of 406, which is the more orangey one, and add right here. They combine these. I think that would look really pretty. I think the 406 doesn't show up too much just because the 408 is deeper, but you can absolutely combine them. You could probably only do the 408 in the outer corner and then the 406 just kind of all over the lid. But here we have these two colors, and then let's move on to the last one. Now, last one, this is 412, and again, it's like this deep color. Let me blend this out. See how easy these are to blend out? I wonder how this one and the 404 are. Okay, so I swatched here the 412, 408, which we used, I think, on this eye, and then the 404. This is probably my favorite color, which is kind of funny because I feel like in this video, this looked a little patchy, but I've worn this, I think, 4 times so far, and I had never had an issue. So I kind of feel like there was something, I don't know, maybe something wet on my eyelid that made it look a little patchy, but I love this color, this undertone. But anyway, I wanted you to kind of see the difference between these, because when I was swatching them, I was like, oh, this reminds me a lot of the color that I just used up, but you can kind of see that there is a different undertone. So let's try this on. I know I've tried this before, I just can't remember how it performed. Again, I tapped this, and then let's try on this side. I'm gonna add a few dots. This is just an old Real Techniques brush. I kind of like these kinds of brushes for, I don't know, loose pigments. They will blend in the product, also push it around in like a good way. Okay, that looks patchy. I'm gonna take a smaller brush to pack this in here because I have mascara on. I feel like I can't get in there good enough, you know, to blend this out. So obviously it would be much easier to apply this if I didn't have mascara blocking me. I do like the tone of this one. I think it's really, really pretty. Okay, that looks better. This one is the most purpley out of all of them. I'm gonna try to add straight from here a little bit more pigment and then push it in with this brush. I'm actually really liking this color. I think it's so pretty. I like the more mauviness, the depth that it has, yet on the eyelid it looks very, very smooth. I think it's really, really pretty. Again, I just need to clean up a little bit here. So I will say this had fallout, just like all of them, but it was quite easy to just kind of take a powder brush and just fluff it away. So that's a good thing because some pigments will stick and they will just mess up your makeup. With this, even this that's like super intense pigment, I didn't have that issue. So, ooh, I'm liking this color, 412. I think I've only tried this one combined with another one, not by itself. And I'm actually really liking this. All of these colors are very, very fall appropriate. So this is the color 412. I think I love this color so much that I'm gonna wear it by itself. So let me do this eye real quick, make sure I'm all clean, put a little bit more mascara, and just kind of show you the finished look. I finished the makeup. I smudged that color under my lash line a little bit. I tight lined with just a black liner. And I also had to change my lips because the color I had before this one from Peau, it's Flame Lily love this one, but it was definitely a little bit too warm for this look. What I have on right now is the Rare Beauty in the color Worthy with this lip balm from Givenchy in the color 001. Okay, so this is the finished look. It's definitely, I don't know, a little darker, grungier, a little smokier, which I actually quite like. I try to be clean enough but still keep it kind of grungy. Mostly here I just kind of smudged it with my fingers a little bit, and I actually really like this color. One thing I wanted to do is actually take a little bit of this blush. This is the 798. I have the 797 on, but I think this color would work just a little bit better with my eye look. It's like a monochrome look. I don't want to add too much, just a little bit to tone down that warmth. I don't know what made me think that I should do warm lips, warm cheeks when I'm trying these colors on. Oh, this color is so beautiful. Look at that. Anyway, that's a little bit better. Okay, so let me get into my final thoughts, because I do have some thoughts. First of all, I love the idea overall. I think it's kind of innovative, it's new. You can do multiple things. These are pigments, so you could probably put them on your cheeks, you know? You could mix a couple of these colors and put them on your cheeks as blush. The biggest negative with these is that they're messy. They're very messy. And so unless you're okay with that, you're gonna hate this and you're not gonna wanna reach for them. I have been reaching for them because I've kind of learned how to use them. I need to have a paper towel in front of me that can get messy, and I tap the product off and then I go in. Or again, I use it off of my hand. Another great way, like I mentioned, take your brush and pick up the product from the little spongy applicator right here. That's probably one of the cleanest ways. You can just like do this and go on your eyelids or your finger. I've done that multiple times. Now, with different shades, I like different application. These that are a little darker, I find that putting them straight on will give me a splotchier look. And so I like using my brush off of my hand or my brush off of the applicator, because I have more control over where that product goes. Overall, I really like the colors that they came out with. I think my favorite color so far is the 404, which is the last one here. I don't know why I like this one so much. It's like a brownie, deeper, cooler color. And this is what I've been wearing almost daily, kind of just smudged all over the lid. And like I mentioned, I feel like this was the one that didn't perform well today, but it's so beautiful. This is definitely my favorite color. And I think it's a very complementary to my skin tone. Oh, look how pretty that is. And again, I've been mixing it with the 402 quite a bit. The blendability overall, it was nice. The lighter shades were easier. Like I feel like in like 2 swipes, I was able to blend it out. When I got to the deeper shades, there was a little bit more work there. And because all of these kind of have a sheen, the light can pick up one area kind of more. So if like I turn my head, it looks smoother than if I, turn this way, because all of these kind of have a soft sheen to them. They're not matte. So because of that, I can see how the deeper shades could be a little bit more tricky to work with, but I make it work. You can even use your fingers to blend it out. So overall, I like the blendability of that. However, these are not easy to work with, even though I kind of think they try to promote it that way. Oh, it's like just kind of dab it on and fluff it all around. Yes and no, you're gonna get fallout. You're gonna just have to learn to work with these products. However, I love them. I love the way they look on the eyelid. I find them very elegant. Even the darker colors, I think they're still elegant. There's a softness to them on the lid. When I first tried them on, I kind of went to Andrew. I was like, what do you think? And he was like, they look very soft. like very refined. I do think that this gives a little bit, I wouldn't even say dimension to the eye, but a little, almost like a softness to the eye. And a little bit more pigment. Like these are more pigmented than just a regular pressed Chanel eyeshadow. So maybe that is something that you may want to think about it. Also, I do think it worked really well when I sprayed the eyeshadow and they, you know, got intensified. Also, these have lasted on me pretty much all day. They have faded a little bit, I don't know, after hours and hours of wearing them. Maybe there was a little bit of fading, like the color maybe wasn't quite as bright and intense, but overall I didn't notice any big issues or creasing or things like that. I actually found them to be very long lasting and wearable. On the eye, it definitely looks like it's almost like you don't know, is this a cream on your eyes or a powder on your eyes? So it definitely gives just like a cool effect on the eyes, which I think it's really pretty. I kind of think that these are kind of new, innovative. I've seen like loose pigments before, but not in like this kind of application. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I would really appreciate some of your thoughts and suggestions if you have them and you have learned different ways how to use them. So I hope this video was helpful and you enjoyed it. Give this video a thumbs up also, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.